Good morning. Welcome to the farm. I know usually you're here waiting for the weekly farm report, but with the coming new year, we're going to do things a little differently and make some adjustments. We're going to have the weekly farm report. We're going to be doing it on Thursdays. And what I'll do is I'll film during the week everything that I've been doing during the week as far as the farm and what's going on, and my plans are for the next week as well. And then Tuesdays, because you guys, and if you look to my left, that way, I believe, that way, should be maybe over there, the video that you guys have really made popular, which is on voluntarism, and it's right now the fastest rated video that I've got posted so far, and that's all thanks to you. So if you haven't had a chance to check it out, go over there. But every Tuesdays, on the Tuesdays, I'll be posting videos on voluntarism and what it looks like and what a voluntary society would be about. But Saturdays are for this. Good morning. I'm Ravencraft9RC9. I am the proprietor here, the host, the head wizard at Buckwheat Farms Magic Emporium and Ballroom. And this is episode 2 of Everything We Do is Magic. And if you haven't seen episode 1, just look along there somewhere. It should be episode 1, Everything We Do is Magic, where I talk about and show you your first feat of magic. It's worthwhile for that. But when I was starting into get ready for the show today and just thinking on things, one of my favorite programs is on the Discovery Channel, and the Moonshiners. And because I think moonshiners pretty much epitomize freedom, and they also epitomize magic. There's all kind of alchemy involved in the making of moonshine. You're taking spirits from some form and creating another. And anyway, that got a little rabbit trailed there, but the main reason I was thinking about it is because there's a guy on there. If you haven't seen the show, it's pretty cool. There's a guy, his nickname is Tickle. And when the show comes on, he says, "This is how we make the moonshine." And I was just thinking how wonderful it would be if I could get Tickle to do, "This is how we make the magic" for me. And so I may set an intent and do a little working and see if I can bring that about. Anyway, that brings me to everything we do is magic. Any of you who are just entering into this endeavor, you're finding your way into wizardry, magic, tarot, any of the esoteric thought patterns. You're finding, family is one thing. You can get away from them, and have some privacy. But your significant other, your spouse, your partner, those that you're most intimate with, that's an issue, kind of, and it is, because the things you're getting into and the things that you're exploring are sometimes so far afield from what we've been told is the norm and what we've been told and conditioned to fear, that it really makes us, it's a stressful thing. It really is. So one of the things that I've done in kind of relating my path to my wife is to take the things from every day that kind of cross over into magic. So those things that are common applications of magic, because everything we do is magic. Magic is in everything. It's interwoven within the context of everything, and that's really helped to show her how common magic is. And that's the theme and the gist of what we're doing here is to try to bring and try to illustrate and show magic in the common realm, that everything we do is magic. First, though, I want to talk about the difference between what they call high magic and low magic, and there's all kinds of videos on it. Foolish Fish, you'll see his video. I'm a subscriber to his videos. It should show up down below there. He's a great guy to check out. Really does a lot of explanation on magic and the difference between high and low magic, and really illustrates it well. But basically, high magic is an internal work where you're trying to improve yourself. Low magic is you're trying to get stuff done. You're trying to get stuff for you. You're trying to make money. You're trying to get well. You're trying to do all these things. And in the magic world, though, high magic is more ritualistic in nature, and again, not making any judgments, because I'll explain later about my own path of journey into magic. But high magic, which is more ritualistic in nature, and is called the right hand path. And right hand path, I can't. But this is my right hand, so high should do this. High magic, low magic, which is called the left hand path, is the realm of chaos magic. This is, in the words of paraphrasing Aleister Crowley, do what thou wilt is the sum of the law. Whatever you will is the sum of the law. And those two realms. Now, I'm not going to go into those two realms because, and one better than the other, because there's not one better than the other. In fact, they're both necessary and balance out because it's a cycle. I found my way into magic through ritual, and most people do, and then became more involved in the chaos end of things, and then began to find a sweet middle ground, because sometimes ritual is good and sometimes it's good to play around. So now I just do whatever I feel like doing. But anyway, getting back to everything is magic. So high magic, we understand that high magic is that religious aspect of it, that trip into us inward to find out what we're all about, and how that manifests in the quote unquote mundane or real world is in the form of self-help books, even hypnosis. I mean, that's a big one. Diets, exercise, all of these things we are seeking to change our processes and changing our patterns, and we're using a ritualistic method to do so. Planning, writing out a planner, these things are high magic in their nature, because what we're doing is basically trying to reprogram through functions and systems. Low magic, on the other hand, low magic is kind of chaotic. It is chaotic. It takes into account the laws of chaos and chance, and tries to use energy in order to focused energy in the state of what we call gnosis, in order to bring about change, so that we can basically line up coincidence. That's to increase the probability of coincidence, to line those energies up, and that's what chaos magic is, and it comes forth in things like, have you ever said, "Gosh, I can't decide what to do. Let me flip a coin"? Well, that's low magic. You're trying to determine your will. That's actually kind of a combination between the two, high magic and low magic, and I'll circle around to that if I remember to. But low magic is you're driving down the road, you see the traffic light, it's been green for quite a while, it's stale, as those who travel, who've driven for a living, have learned to call them stale. It's a stale light. And you say, stay green, stay green, stay green. And that's an attempt at low magic. And when the light stays green, it's success at low magic. So those, superstitions, baseball players practice probably more low magic than anyone. LeBron James with his cloud of talcum powder is performing low magic. All of those things, because all magic is tricking our brain into doing what it was meant to do, and bypassing all the false programs or false applications that have been placed upon us, and finding our way through. And that's the real bit of it. Now, again, there's no one or the other, because what will happen is, for me, and we find our way into the deeper pathways. In fact, the way I found my way to magic was meditation. I started meditating, went into magic, and then found my way to chaos magic. But the thing is that it works. It absolutely works. I'm just going to sit here and tell you point blank what I have seen happen in my life. My brother's dog was bitten by a coral snake. She was paralyzed, starting into the state, dying. He called me. I said, I'll do a working for Sweetie Pie. And it was shortly after he hung up the phone with me, her conditions began to improve. She began to get feeling in her back legs, and she could walk around again. And within a week, she was much better. And she still has some of the effects, but she's alive. She's alive. I have, this is the one that it's hard for me to throw out there, but I waved off rainstorms because I needed to, the work that I was doing, I needed to do the work. And I've done a working where I just an intent to set aside the rain for me to get my work done. So I've seen this happen. And the only thing that's necessary is for belief, for opening that door. And you can say it's just coincidence, or you can say it's magic. The guy Foolish Fish that I told you about, really good guy. If you should just listen, check out his story on how he came to this stuff. It's really just incredible. And you would say, oh, this huge series of coincidences, right? Well, what he said was, and I'm going to kind of like paraphrase, he said that when he did this stuff, he could attribute some of it to coincidence, and some of it he attributed to magic. And he found that when he attributed things to coincidence, they tended not to continue to occur. But when he attributed it to magic, the reality of his will changing his created world, he began to see it happen more and more and more. My own weight loss is an example of that. This time last year, I was 260 pounds. I'll try to see if I can get the picture, but my wife sent a picture to the grandkids. Look at Papa B, because that's what they call me, Papa B. Look at Papa B. How it was disgusting. Not because of the physical appearance, because I know how unhealthy I felt. And I had done diets. I tried, again, the high magic, the diets. And, I tried the low magic, like wishing it away. But the thing is when I combined the two, and I realized that what I had to do was change my mind. And that's what happened in combining the two and meditating and seeing the false beliefs, the false roles, the false me's that I'd allowed others to place upon me. And working my way through that. So that high magic road, but then it took the low magic for me to say, okay, I'm going to speak my will into existence. And I began to speak to my body, and I told my body that I'm not going to look that way anymore. And you know what? I'm probably not at my ideal weight, but I am where I really wish to be. I feel better than I have in years, and this is 1 year later. Now, not only did I make that intent for myself, but my father, who was on his deathbed just a year ago, during this time, maybe it may have just come home at this time, but had pulmonary heart failure. Was having issues, overweight, diabetes off the chart, high blood pressure, and I made an intent for him as well that we were just not going to live that way anymore. Now we changed our diet, yes we did, and I was doing Qigong all along and continued that, continued to work in the yard. My dad walks a little bit, not much. Most of the time he sits in front of the TV. The diet had a lot to do with it, but the main thing was it had to line up with changing my will, because I had dieted before. I'd exercised before, worked out before, couldn't get it off. This time it happened. And that is magic. Everything you do is magic. Speaking of, time to head out. I'm going to join the grandkids and my granddaughter and her boyfriend at Comic-Con. I may post some pictures and videos later. Until next time, man, I love you guys. Glad you're here. Remember, subscribe. You'll get more of these videos. Check out the stories if you want to know a little bit about Magick, the story that I'm doing, and I'll go ahead and scroll it up there for you. You can link to my vocal story, and the series that I'm doing on Fulmer and ICANN. It's kind of it's my fiction series, but I just decided that I'm going to kind of like overlay it. Anyway, it's going to be a series, a continuing series. So catch up on it. Tell me how you like it. And anyway, I will see you. Oh, again, Happy New Year. This year's going to be really good. It's going to be really great. It's going to be really powerful. Set your intent right now for this year to be the best year you've ever had. Love you. Namaste.